Today, let's have a discussion on reports, dashboards. In among them, we have another thing called in reports. We have the formula fields, the bucket fields. Okay, let's see what are these first. First thing, what is a report? Okay? A report is just a uh, the data which shows in rows and columns. Okay, you know that a report is the format. I mean, we can have different formats of reports, but a report is nothing but the what we can summarization of the data. We can say simply. So report is summarization of the data. Okay. So how can we create a report? So in Salesforce, if you want to allow end users to fetch the data based on some criteria or something, what we used to do is to create a report. We can create a report. Okay. And then what is a dashboard? A dashboard is the graphical representation of the report. That's it. So the same, whatever the report is shows, the same result it will be displayed in the dashboard. That means it's in a diagram. That's it. There is no much difference in it. Okay. So let's say how to create a report first. Okay. So to create a report, first go to reports tab. Then here, when you click on new report, here, so you have to select the reports. Means the reports can be fetched in different format, like from parent to child. Means if you want to include the data, university and students, and if you have payments also, if you can fetch them as well. Means parent, child and grandchild, and you can have any number of rows. Okay, up to 5 levels you can have. Okay, parent, child, grandchild, then grandparent, child, something like this you can get it. Okay, now let's see how to create a report for universities and students. Let's say type here universities. There is no list. I mean, there is no this is called report type. There is no report type on universities. So go to your object. On your object, enable reports. If this tick box is disabled, then you cannot create a report on the specific object. So what you have to do is you have to allow reports. Okay, so here if you want to create tasks on this specific object, you want to allow them, allow the activities. So charter groups means, I will show that later. So charter groups means usually when you see here there is a tab called charter. Okay, this is just like the data posting on the group or Facebook wall or something. That's how it is, the charter means. Okay, now here go to the reports. As we have enabled that, now just simply use university, not type it, universities. Came with universities. Okay, but students are not displaying here. Universities, the universities with students is not available. So go to your student object and check whether it is enabled or not. Enable reports is not checked. Use this. Allow reports. Save it. Now go to reports. Try that. If you type universities, Okay, now universities with students means parent-child relationship. This is the report type. I will explain what is report type of thing. So when you click on create, here, see this, the fields you can add here. Okay, what are the fields you need to display in the report? Okay, so let's say on university, I need to display number of students and description from university, and from student if you want to add the fees, you can add like this. Just drag and drop. That's it. Okay, once you do it, just here my universities, all universities. If you make it my universities means whoever the user logs in and whoever is running the report, so their data only displayed. It is like private. Okay, but if you use all universities, then all the records will be displayed. Okay, then here if you want to have some conditions also, you can display like this. Let's say here university, if status equals to true. If you want to give the condition like this, insert and then click on OK. Okay, so these are now, if you want, you can have the status field here. Okay, so only the active status. So let's say if you remove this field criteria, and inactive universities also will be displayed in the reports. This is, so in reports we have different types of reports: tabular report, summary report, matrix report, joint report. Okay, so now note down them: tabular, summary, matrix and joint. The report is a summarization of the data, and there are different types of reports: tabular report, summary report, matrix report and joint report. Okay, first thing, tabular report means simple, the columns will be displayed here and rows will be displayed here. That's it, nothing other than that, only this. Okay, now here, then what is matrix report? Let's say I want to display in different order, let's say based on some status or based on the number of students. If you want to summarize, then you can go for the summary report. Let's say if you use like this, now based on the department, if I want to show the records here, this is department 1. The department is, let's drag and drop the department as well. Okay, so here it displays the department science. So with science, these many records are there. Okay, if you have another department also, it will be displayed here. Okay, so now let's say based on the university also, if you want to have, let's say now here under SK University for science department, you have this many record. Under SV University for the department, so MT department, we have this many records. This is called summary report. Okay, summary means based on some value you have to display the records. Let's say you have the college object. Okay, in that college object you have all the students. Now based on the department, let's say science, arts, something you want to display, then you can have department. Under the department, if you have groups also like MPC, BIPC, something also, then you can divide. Okay, so that's what the summary report will do. Okay, so this is based on the columns and rows. So columns only. Now, if you want to display or filter the records based on the matrix report, like based on the columns and rows as well, then you can go for matrix report. See this? So usually based on one field only we have filtered in the summary report. In the this one, so this is already, let's say go to summary, remove these two fields first. So there is no field, it is simple summary. Go to the matrix. Now here it is displaying the fields, but there is no filter or nothing here. So now based on the department or based on the university name, you can give like this. Now here for the SK University, these are all the records till this records. Okay, here for SV University, these many records are there. How many records you have? All will be displayed here. Okay, and then if you want to based on the report, or let's say, see here, based on department. So here what happens is, see here, science report. Okay, these reports you have almost, I mean for the department of science you have 12 records, and these are the records here. For MT, this is one record. This is MT department. Okay, this is science department. We have only these two. Okay, now let's see. So these are the records we have, and this is how the report will be displayed. Like, so if you want to have another field also, you can have based on the status also, you can display. Just drag and drop, there is nothing much. See here. Okay, just drag and drop and show here. This is one thing. And joint report, this is a combination of this, just like the matrix report, but it is the joint, it is the combined report of summary and matrix, that's it. Okay, this is the thing. And in this reports, the interview questions are different. Like the first question will be, what is a bucket field, what is a auto number field, oh sorry, formula field. Bucket field, formula field, these two. And how can you share the reports to the end users? These are three questions will be fine, that's it, no other questions. Okay, or in simple way, how many types of reports and what are the difference, that's it. Okay, so first thing, what is a formula? So actually when we were discussing about the formula fields, we have read that formula field is a read-only field. Based on the formula, it calculates the value and it displays, and formula values will not be stored in the database. Okay, here those are on the object, means the fields will be in the database, but here this is just specific to the report. Okay, now what you can do is, you can have a formula field here. So what you can do, summary fields, you can do the initial payment sum, largest value, smallest value, what you have to display. Let's say number of students, sum, status, total student fee. So most of thing is formulas will be like this. Okay, so very simple. Formula field means based on the formula it calculates the value, that's it, whether it is in report or it is an object. Okay, now let's say discount, sum of discount, I want to say that. See this? Yeah, say this, this will be displayed here. So this is how the formula field will be. See, if you edit the formula, simply let's say student discount, right? Discount, smallest value. It just updates. 0% is the smallest value. If you want to update, based on that, you can update whatever you want. So here you can use plus, minus operations, whatever the operations you want. Let's say if someone asks you to calculate the actual fee on the report only, they don't want on the object, then you can create the formula field here and calculates like actual fee minus discount equals to student fee, something like this. So other than that, there will be no much critical requirements for the reports. Okay, if there are critical things, then that will be done in the object level only. Okay, don't worry on this. So only the thing is, what is a formula field? Formula field is just to calculate the values based on the values. Okay, means here it takes the field values from the report, there it takes from the object. That's it. Okay, both are from records only. Okay, and here you can use all these functions. Okay, what are the functions we have in the validation rules? The same functions we can use here also. Okay, and then what is a bucket field? So usually I just simply explain. So just so okay, make sense. A bucket field is just like a formula field, but the thing is, it will combine based on the range or something. Let's say, very simple example. I want to have grade. Let's say this one based on the student fee. Okay, if it is less than 1000, less than or equals to 1000, then I'm saying that grade A. Name is, if it is greater than 1000 and less than or equals to 2000, it is greater than 2000 and between 5000. If it is greater than A, then we can say that it is, so means I'll give one better example for you guys. Let's say if students wrote as an exam and they passed it, and now we have to calculate their grade, first class or second class or third class, something like this. Now here, if they came across, let's say the student marks less than or equals to 35, then it will be fail. Okay, 35 to 40, third class, 40 to 50, second class, then 60. So, okay, greater than 60, 75, distinction, something like this. Based on the formulas, we can make it. Maybe their percentage, maybe someone will get 50, 60.5, 60.7, 61, 63, something. So the range will be maintained and that will be given as a name. In general terms, usually what we used to do is all the countries, we have almost 280 or 290 countries are there, right? So those countries will be gathered into one place, that's called as the regions: APAC region, Asia Pacific region, US region, UK region, then Australia region, Australia, New Zealand region, something like this. Okay, so that's where we use the bucket field. Once you create it, just type, see here, grade D. So whatever the, see this, so they are greater than 36,000, greater than 5,000. So they are in grade D. So there's 0, A grade. Okay, so that's how you have to maintain the range. That's called bucket field. Okay, so here if you have your bucket field, even the bucket field can be created on pick list also. Pick list, multi pick list, whatever you want. It is this groups. Okay, this can be combined into one simple bucket field. Let's say, so you have all the groups. Now, if you want to them add into art, science, something also, you can add into that. But that will be displayed only in reports. It's not on the object level. So that's why we had created the groups in the object level. Now here, arts and move to, okay, first one. So let's say X. There is any other bucket field value, I mean pick list value, then it will be shown as that department is X and others are Y. If there is nothing, then it will be R. Okay, so now you understand where we have to use the bucket field, right? So this is how we have to use the formula field and bucket field. So only the reports, there are four types of reports: tabular report, summary report, matrix report, and joint report. In reports, you have only the bucket field and formula field. These two are very much important. Formula field to calculate the value based on some given functions or formulas. Okay, but the bucket field is used to aggregate the functions. Like it is just like a aggregate. Aggregate means combine the data into a single unit. That's called aggregation. Okay. Now here, run the report. Data will be shown like this. Then save as. You can save the report. Okay. So when you are saving the report, then it will ask for the folders. Okay. You can create the folder. I will show that later. Okay. Let's say. Report is created. Okay, so here if you want to delete, okay, create a new folder, what you can do is you can create folder here. When you are creating a new report, universities, or let's say students report, very simple student report, because it is master detail relationship, you cannot create the report on student as it is child. Okay, so they're very simple, just try to save it. When you're saving, it will ask for the folder. Here you have to select your folder. Okay, now let's say, now if you want to share this report, okay, now what you are trying to do is, now you have to share this report to some X person. Okay, how can you do that? So here there is no option for sharing the report. Individual reports cannot be shared. The only interview question which is asked in interviews is, this is only, how can you share the reports to the users? Okay, and there is another thing is static report and dynamic report. Okay, that I'll explain. So here what you have to do is you have to go for your folder. And here share this, whatever the records you have on, whatever the reports you have on that folder, those reports will be shared to the users, whomever you share. Let's say you can share to users, roles and subordinates. Okay, here three more are there: public groups, territories and subordinates. Okay, very much important. What are the different options you can get for sharing the reports? Users, roles and subordinates, public groups, territories and subordinates. Let's say you want to share these reports to specific group. So this is the group you have created, right? Share. Then when you click on share, the option will be given. What is the level of access? Usually in the, while you are sharing the record in the manual sharing or something, it will ask for whether it is read or read write, right? The same way here is viewer, editor, manager. Okay, manager means they can edit the record, edit the reports, delete the report, that also. But editor means they can only edit the report. Okay, so now we are giving viewer means they can see the report but they can't modify that. Okay, what are the different permissions you can have while sharing the reports folder? Okay, now let's say edit, done. Okay, now this report will be shared to the persons who are in that group. Okay, there is only the way to share the report, that's it. Okay, now you understand the report, right? Any questions? Okay, now once the report is created, so while creating new report, you are asked to select something here. This is called a report type. What is a report type? Report type determines that what are the fields need to be displayed to the user, which will be added into the report. Means for adding the fields into the reports, what fields should be displayed, that can be decided by the report type. Okay, how to create report type? Go to setup. Here, if you type, so usually report types can create, there will be automatically some standard report types, those cannot be deleted, cannot be edited. Okay, but whatever the report types you want to create, you can create. Those are called custom report types, and you can delete them, edit them. Here, what is the primary object? Usually if you have parent child relationship, parent and then child, grandchild, if you want like that, then what you have to do is you have to select first what is the parent object. That's very much required. Okay, so parent object. Now let's say universities with and payments. Where you have to store. So this is just simply others, use this. So here university is the primary object. If university is the parent for two objects, and which object as you have to use, just click here and it shows all the child relationships, just students. And for this object, if you have any other parent objects, payments. And for this, if you have any other object, then you can have others also. Okay, just remove this. This is how you have to create the report type. Now let's save it. Once it is done, you have to edit the layout or you have to see the layout. What are the fields will be displayed and what it should not be displayed. Okay, so while creating report, these are the fields will be displayed, right? I don't want some fields should be displayed. Let's say this field is not required. Just drag and drop. Last modifier is not required. Drag and drop, drag and drop. Owner ID is not required. Drag and drop. So what are the fields you don't want to display? Just okay. And for the students, what are the fields you want to hide? Let's say I don't want to show the student email. Select the student fields. Student email. Might be this is mandatory field. While drag and drop, there will be some issue, but try this. So once you drag like this, it shows the color. See this? Drop. Okay. So and then here also, if you want, you just select the payment fields. What are the fields you don't want to display? Let's say student is required. Then let's say here. Okay. Now just save. Means what are the fields you have added here in the layout? Those fields are only allowed to be selected on the report while creating the report by using this report type. Once the report type is done, now go to the reports, create new report, type for your report type. So that is mostly it is there in the other report, right? So university with students and payments. There is a report type we have created. Okay, now just click on create. Now it shows the fields whatever you have added there. See this created by something, it is not there, right? So those fields are not available. The fields whatever you have added here, those are only available here. Universities, time. Okay, and then you can add the student payment ID. These are also can be added. Okay, so this is how a report types will work. Do you understand what is a report type? Okay, report type will decide what should be displayed while creating the report. What are the fields you should allow to add into the report? Okay, and what are the different objects and relationships should be displayed for creating the report? Okay, how to share the reports? Create a folder, place those reports in the folder, and share the folder. You cannot share the report. Okay, now here let's say once the report is done, here if you click on customize, it will come for editing. Okay, let me remove this field. Okay, now run this. Here there will be, this is schedule report. Okay, schedule feature runs. Let's say I want to run the report every day at 7 a.m. and we need to send the report details to the end user. Let's say in this case you can schedule the report. Okay, this report what you can do is, okay, description, save and continue. Now here it will ask when it has to be run, every weekday or weekly or monthly. If you want to send daily, what time it has to be sent. Okay, see this. from this time to 2000. So here you can update 2025 2020 and every day something 9 a.m. Now what happens is, whom do you want to send? Only to me or to me others? Others means you can add users public groups, okay, to schedule the report. Okay, now let's say monthly. So if you select monthly, on which day of the month? Let's say first day of the month, or let's say on every month on first Sunday or first Monday or first Tuesday, something like this. If you want, you can schedule like this. Okay, now here I'm giving. Okay, so on first Sunday of the month, now save and report, save report and schedule it. This is how you have to schedule the report. Okay, once that is scheduled, so if you want to run now, and now you can run the report. Go to the reports. Okay, and another thing, that's about reports. Now let's see the dashboard. What is a dashboard? Okay, so usually in the report we have to add the fields and everything, and the fields are displayed in the rows and columns. The records are displayed in the rows and columns based on the summary fields or whatever you have filtered, something like that. Okay, now here, so the dashboard means, the dashboard is a graphical representation of the report. That's it. So what are the reports we have? The report, if you want to show in the graphical representation, like you have seen that some charts, right? Those charts, if you want to display, then that's called as dashboard. Just click new dashboard. Okay, first thing, what type of report dashboard you need to have? Some pie chart. This is different, and let's have some bar chart. These are the types of charts. Okay, you can add up to 12 or 8. You can add up to 9. Where is this? Okay, that's enough. Now here, once you add these things, then you have to add source of data. That's called data sources, from which report you have to display. So there are different types of reports. Usually, generally, whatever the reports you have created, those are standard reports. And then Visual Force pages also can be added as reports. Okay, that we'll discuss later. Now here, so whatever the reports you have, here test report, the same report if you want you can add. Okay, but the thing is, if you want to display the report, see this report cannot be used as the source for this component. If it is a summary or matrix report and one or more groupings in the report, if it is a tabular report with a row limit, specify the dashboard settings in the report. Means tabular report cannot be used as the dashboard source. Okay, it should be whether it is summary or matrix or joint report. Okay, but it should not be the tabular report. Okay, if you add that, it shows this error. Okay, only that thing. Now here, this. Now here, see this is the total discount, how this is, all others are negative. Okay, here also having all this. What are the fields you have summarized that will be displayed here. Okay, so now we just save this. Okay, and while seeing this dashboard, let's say we have all the permissions restricted like OWD, then we have sharing rules, profile level permissions, all that stuff, right? Let's say if one user have only read create permission, then he can see only limited number of records, right? So that's called dynamic dashboard. Means whoever logs in into the Salesforce and whoever is viewing the dashboard, for them the data will display based on their access level. That's called as dynamic dashboard. Then static dashboard means based on one user. Let's say if I select Nandan as the run user. Now whatever the access he has, so that will be displayed to him as well as all others as well. Let's say if I log into the system also, the same data will be displayed. That is called static dashboard. That here view dashboard as, here there will be two options. One is run as specified user. If you make it specified user, that is called static dashboard. If you use run as logged in user, then that is called dynamic dashboard. Okay, dynamic dashboards cannot be scheduled, means where you have scheduled the reports, right? That cannot be possible if you use the dynamic user. Static means you can schedule it. Save it. My dashboard 1. Okay, so if you want to create a dashboard folder, you can create the dashboard folder as well. Okay, however, and even the sharing also the same way. Folder can be shared and dashboard also can be shared. Okay, so this is about the dashboard and the reports. In the reports we have different types of reports and bucket field, then formula field. That's it on that. Okay, and then how can you share the reports to the users? Okay, and then you have dashboard. What is a dashboard? And then different components you have. This, if you want to see, this is the horizontal bar chart, pie chart here. It's called donut, pie chart, funnel chart. Okay, so these are the ways. So what is a dashboard? A dashboard is a graphical representation of the report. That's it. Okay, so any questions on this? Okay, so that's about reports and dashboards. You have to prepare well on that. Then some small type of settings we have. Let me have these things. So here users, we have seen that. Okay, so here mass email users means if you want to send the email to the number of users at a time. Let's say you have maintenance, let's say sometime this is a holiday, tomorrow is a holiday, if you want to declare or if you want to send some message to the all users or selected users, what you can do is this: you can select the users here, then click on next, mass email users, and then click on next. You have to select the email template, just use next, and here if you want to schedule that, schedule the delivery on specific time or send now itself. Email template, you know that, right? How to do, that's it. Okay, then you have permission set to group. Let's say if you have hundreds of permission sets, now I want to assign 10 permissions to the 10 permission sets to the 10 users. Now what you have to do is you have to go to that specific user and select all 10 permission sets, assign that, and then another user 10 permission sets, another user 10 permission sets, right? So instead of that, what you can do is you can say create a permission set group. Means in permission set group you can add permission sets into that. 10 permission sets can be added into one permission set group. Then what you can do is you can assign this permission set group to the user. Then whatever the permissions you have in the 10 permission sets can be assigned to that user. Permission set group. Group is combination. So it's saying that permission set group of permission sets with single name. This single can be assigned to any user, and whatever the access in the 10 permission set can be accessed by that user. Simple. Assigning 10 permission set to the user is equals to assigning one permission set group to the user and include this all 10 permission sets into that group. That's it. Okay, that is permission set group. If you want, you can try that. This is user management settings. Here, self deactivation, user self deactivation, personal information hiding, this will be there. Means if you allow the user self deactivation, at user level there will be a button called deactivate. Simply they will be deactivated. If they want to get activated, they have to contact system admin back. They cannot activate themselves. Because once they are deactivated, they can't log into the system, right? Simple. Okay. So this is not much required, but for your information. And there is login history. Okay. So this login history means, let's say, which user logs in at what time. Okay. If you want to see that, then you can have this login history. Here you can see which user logs in at what time and from which IP address, whether it is from browser or API, what it is. Okay. So next thing. So this identity verification history means when you logs in into the Salesforce, when you log into the Salesforce with a different browser, it will send some verification code to your email ID. You have seen that, right? So at what time it is verified, whether it is success or failed. Okay, this is called login verification history. Then here, manage apps. So connected applications will come in the integration part. You don't worry about that. App menu. So app menu means when you select here the sales, after that service, marketing, all this other, right? So if you want to rearrange them, you can do like this. Okay, when you refresh sales, so this will just rearrange. App menu will be rearranged. Okay, so that will affect to the end user, and if you go to the lightning experience, it will come down. Okay, so this territory management, it takes time. I'll explain later. So then company information. So usually in company information, there will be the details of your company when the starts. When the Salesforce organization is there, and here you can find what type of edition you are having. Okay, so what is a edition in Salesforce? Edition means, simply I'll explain in different manner. If you take mobile subscribers, whether it is Airtel or it is Vodafone, whatever it is, based on your payment, let's say if you want to have 5 GB or 2 GB of data, they will ask to pay 100 rupees or something like this. So while increasing your requirement, based on that, that amount will be increased, right? The same way, as we have all the functionalities like workflows, process builders, reports, dashboards, triggers, all the functionalities are there. Okay, based on the selected version, the features will be limited and increased. Okay, so we have different types of editions in Salesforce: developer edition, contact manager edition, okay, group edition, what are the editions? Unlimited edition, the performance edition. So these are the editions you have in Salesforce. Based on the editions, they will bill per user per month. If you take contact manager edition or something, they'll pay for $25 per month per user. If you go for some extra one, $50, 55, 100, 200, 225, like that you have. So if you want to know that better, so they will ask the question, what are the different editions in Salesforce and what are the pricing model? This is interview question. Okay, note down and get the details from Google, because the pricing will be keep on changing sometimes. Okay, so editions in Salesforce and pricing. Okay, so here all in one sales store support app, $25 US dollars. Okay, get this information. Okay, editions and pricing. So as our this is our Salesforce edition, it is developer edition. There will be no expiration or something for the licenses. Okay, so here this is instance AP16. In real time questions, manager or someone will ask you that what is your instance number. Okay, so then the guys will be keep on struggling to explain what is instance number. See here, this is AP16 is the instance number. Okay, so if you want to know about instance numbers, let's say here essential, professional, enterprise, unlimited edition. Unlimited edition is $325 per month per user. Okay, see here. Okay, get this information, and then different instances. Have a lot of instances. Numbers will be there. These are the instances: AP0, AP3, AP4, AP5, AP6. Lot of instances are there. NA 34, other instances. Okay, so here AP means Asia Pacific, CS means mostly it is related to Singapore some area. CS region means it shares that CS. Costa Rica something. Okay, then you have NA means North America, something like that. Okay, so if your project is related to Singapore or something, then you can give AP. Okay, mostly so let's say there will be some issues with Salesforce, some functionalities will not be working, right? As it is an application, those are called as known issues. Okay, known issues means, so here data updates are not reflected in UI after Visual Force plus Apex update in the lightning experience. See here, they have reported some issue. When data is updated from an Apex controller and redirected to the detail page in the lightning experience, the updated data is not seen in the UI. Means in the Apex they have updated some data, it's not reflected in the UI. This is an issue. Okay, after releasing this one, after latest release, this issue is came into this. So now Salesforce shows that yes, there is an issue. This is in review. This may be fixed in future release. Once that is fixed, that will be resolved. Okay, so mostly that will be the instances and different issues also. Okay, now here that's company information. Now here you can see that how much data space you have and how much it is used. Okay, so here number of licenses available, used licenses, available licenses. Okay, so this is how the thing. Now if you want to deactivate, you just click on deactivate all. Okay, and another thing, what is fiscal year? Fiscal year means you know that financial year, right? In India it starts from April 1st to March 31st, right? In some countries they will start from January 1st to December 31st, right? So this is called fiscal year. So there will be two types of fiscal year: standard fiscal year and custom fiscal year. Standard fiscal year always starts with any month at ending or starting, attending or starting. Okay, so but if you want to have custom fiscal year, then what happens is once you enable it, it cannot be disabled. Okay, custom fiscal year. Custom fiscal year, let's say if you want to start from January 15th, okay, it's not starting or ending, it's from middle, or January 7th, January 8th on specific date. If you want to have, then you can go for the custom fiscal year. That's it, nothing other than that. So only fiscal year means it's just financial year which it starts. So custom fiscal year means if you want to start the fiscal year starting from any date of any month, then you can go for custom fiscal year. Okay. And business hours, if you want to run your business on specific business hours, so by default it will be 24 hours. And if you want to have on specific day, let's say on Saturday I want to start from 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. only, then you can have like that. So you can have business hours defined. Holidays also you can define here, so when the holidays will be there. Okay, so that you can add language settings, on which language the company or nation will support. This is very much important. How can you support multiple languages? Okay, so you have to enable end users languages, then you have to select all the languages whatever you want. Okay, so the languages will be there. Once you save it, that will be saved. Okay, then data protection it's not required, data classification it's not required, security controls. So here security controls you have seen that, right? Sharing settings, and we have seen OWD and others. So here field accessibility, then password policies also we have seen it, right? When it should be expired. This is organization level session settings. So session settings also will be there. Session settings means when it should be. So if you keep the system as it is, if you are not operating, how many hours your session should be active? 2 hours or 1 hour, 90 minutes, something around that. Okay. Then login flows, network access. From this IP range to that IP range, I mean from the specific range, if you want to allow your users to log in, then IP ranges can be maintained. Mostly if you go to any company, they will be having their IP ranges. Okay, because to protect your system from hackers, you will be keep on giving the IP ranges. Okay, then activations, session management, this we haven't seen this. So these are the sessions. If you want to remove any session, you can remove that session. Means someone is logged in, they are using, and so they told that okay they are going out, but the session is not killed. So what you can say that you can kill the session from here. Okay, they will simply log out. So, and one important thing is login access policies. This is very much important. Okay, now while testing the application, if some user has reported that I am not able to access this specific functionality, his profile is different and his role is different. Now you want to see the data. Okay, so in that case you have to log in with his credentials, username and password. They won't share the username and password. So that's why Salesforce has provided us this login access as policies. Okay, so available to users. If you enable these, here administrator can log in as any user. Okay, simply save that. Now if we go to users, there the button will come login. If you click on login, you will be login as this user and will access his own functionalities. Okay, this is how it will be. And so another important thing is view setup audit trial. So view setup audit trial means there will be an interview question. Let's say, how can you say that someone has changed your object ABI name or something someone has changed? How can you identify who changed it? Okay, through the setup audit trial. It will give last 6 months data, whoever has done the metadata changes. Like if you update the series login access policies, I have updated. So here this user has updated this on this time. Okay, even custom objects you have updated this, and field tracking. So whatever you have done, all the things can be tracked here. Okay, sometimes if you say that someone has changed the report type name or something, okay, record type name or something someone has changed, and they say that no I'm not done, then you will go for the history. Okay, you will be caught. Okay, so be careful and view setup audit trial. And interview question will be, how can you identify the Audit. How can you audit? So we use setup auditor. Okay, this is very much important. So expire all passwords means what, whoever the users are there in Salesforce, all users password, if you want to expire, just click on this. Means when you will use it, when you think that there is hacking, then simply you can go and reset your passwords. Then what happens? Whenever the user is open their email, they will reset the password and try to lock the system. Okay. Delegated remote site settings, it will come in the integrations, named credentials. This is not required. Okay. Okay, domains, while explain lightning, I'll explain the lightning, that domain thing. Email templates we have seen, translation workbench is not much required. Then these are data management, we have already seen this. And then mass transfer records, mass delete records means if you want to transfer the records from one user to another user, you can use mass transfer. Mass delete means based on some condition, if you want to delete all records, you can delete the records. Okay, storage usage, if you want to see, just go and see all the things. Let's say click on this and what is the option will be there, and state and country territory pick list. So Kanya, you have to explain tomorrow this one. Okay, so how to set up, let's say when you click on leads new, what is happening here, it is asking the country and state as text boxes, right? So if I say instead of India I have given some INDIA, instead of that INDIA I have given INDA something, that will be incorrect, right? In those case what you will do is, so there state and country pick list values can be managed here. Just simply configure and state, that's it. This will be just enable. Okay, if you want to see India, just save this. Tomorrow you'll see that how it goes. Okay, once you scan it, then convert it. Once you convert it, what happens is all the things will be pick list values. If you select India, all states will be displayed there. Okay, just try that. If you don't find that, then I'll explain this. This is how you have to maintain the country and state, country, state, territory pick list. See this, if you disable this, what happens is yesterday we tried to edit the pick list value and we have shown that label name will be different, API name also can be different. If you want to change it, you can change it. If you check this checkbox, then pick list values cannot be edited. Okay, so that's about this one. Schema settings, this is not required. Data loader, so this is different, I'll explain later. Okay, in this deliverability is bit you have to know this. Deliverability means sometimes there will be no emails. Okay, sometimes what happens is even there are workflows, process builders, and they are sending emails, still emails are not received. Okay, in that case Mostly while testing the applications, what you will do is you can deliverability will be set to no access, system emails only, all emails. No email means there will be no email will be delivered from Salesforce organization. System emails mean only system generated emails like password reset, some others will only send. All emails means even whatever you have delivered, you have created the workflows for email alerts, cross builder somewhere, those are emails will be delivered. Okay, all emails. This is deliverability setting. If someone asks you that I am not able to get the emails, first check this one, deliverability. Okay, so organization wide address. So this is not much required, so but this is very much important, compliance BCC email. So while testing, you have given one email address like some user address nandan@gmail.com, then Harsa is testing that record. Now you can't ask Nandan to send email whether you have received email or not, right? That is difficult, right? What happens in that case is you just enable the BCC compliance email, then here give your email ID. Now what happens is whatever the email is sending from Salesforce organization, one copy of that email will be sent to your email ID, whatever you have given the BCC email. This is how you have to test it. Okay, no one will ask the interview question, but while testing this is very much important. BCC compliance BCC email, mail to Salesforce. So apex exception email means if there is any email, I mean exception in the Salesforce apex coding, in the coding if there is an exception, if you want to send an email to any user, you can add it. Mostly system admins and developers will be enabled here because they should know that what is the exception they are getting something. Okay, that's why they will be enabled here. And other than that, nothing else. This is not required. Okay, just note down one thing, duplicate rules. Remind me tomorrow, I'll explain the duplicate rules. Duplicate rules only the pending.